Hi, my name is Sheila Willis of Impact Tourism, the developer of the History Check mobile app. Welcome to History Bytes, your daily dose of Alberta historical trivia, brought to you in partnership with Belt-Drive Betty Media and the Canadian Motorcycle Tourism Association. You can register to answer the questions for a shot to win prizes, or just take the quiz to satisfy your own brain power. Either way, we're excited to see how much of Alberta's history you really know. And yesterday's question was, the Grand Trunk Railway Bridge over the Pembina River by Entwistle was constructed in A. Edmonton, B. Scotland, or C. Winnipeg. And if you answered Scotland, you would be correct. I may have misworded that. Perhaps prefabricated is a better choice. I'd like to thank the Tipple Park Museum in Evansburg for the question and the research materials to answer it. The bridge itself is 910 feet long and 214 feet high. It's currently the 5th highest railway bridge in Western Canada. So during the winter of 1908 and 1909, the concrete piers for the bridge were being built over the Pembina River, and the village of Entwistle was a thriving business center. The cement for the bridge piers was being hauled by sleigh from Stony Plain, about 69 kilometers away, and the gravel came from the river flats where the Pembina Provincial Park now sits. Now concrete needs to be kept from freezing until it hardens, so here these guys are in the middle of winter trying to do just that. The gravel, sand, and water had to be heated, and then, after pouring, they had to keep it warm enough not to freeze until it hardened. Not an easy task in normal winter temperatures, but some of the old-timers said that on some days it was minus 72 Fahrenheit down by the river. In today's terms, that's minus 57 Celsius. In the hurry to build a transcontinental line, they were grabbing all the workers they could. They were working double shifts, and in a time when people didn't work on Sundays or the Sabbath, they were offering double pay to make it happen. In the meantime, in Scotland, the steel bridge is being prefabricated. It was then shipped across the ocean to eastern Canada and brought west by rail. To construct it, a false bridge was built of timbers resting on pilings in the riverbed. The steel girders were hauled over this support and riveted together. The rivets had to be heated red hot in a blacksmith's forge and tossed to the workmen, who caught them in pails, placed them into position with tongs, and hammered them tight while still hot. It was said that the sound of hammers ringing on the steel could be heard up and down the river valley for miles. It was a remarkable piece of engineering, with the measurements so accurate that when the pieces were assembled that winter, they fit perfectly. So this story comes from an article in the book Foley Trails, A History of Entwistle, Evansburg, and Surrounding Area. J. Reed wrote the story in 1984 and said that when the bridge was built, the heavier trains of today were not anticipated. But to the best of their knowledge, repairs to the steel structure have never been needed, over 70 years later. So tomorrow's question is, Lesser Slave Lake Settlement is now known as A. Gruard, B. the town of Slave Lake, or C. Fort Smith. Come back tomorrow for the answer and the story that goes along with it. Then we'll load you up with the next day's question. Enjoy!